Evening, people. Welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're all well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading the love during this pandemic. Because, Sam, we all need a little bit of loving.
Yeah,
if you had an argument with a Russian girl like I did earlier on, I do need a little bit of loving, I tell you.
Why am I not surprised?
I know. And anyway, before we go any further, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Footy, subscribe, and we need your help to build the channel and for it to progress. We're teaming up with Alan and the guys from Away Day Apparel. Get you guys ready for when everyone goes into the football, finally. Get your clobber ready. Show off to your mates. Type in Football Brownie in a promo code. Get your 10% off, and the link will be in the description below. Okay, tonight I got none other than Arsenal fan Sam Greenwood, who really winds me up half a fucking time. Before I go any further, it's a Friday night. It is his fault that we are starting so late, and I am fucking wrecked already. Let's be honest. Fucking hell, Sam. The things I do to accompany you, eh?
I can't help it. You're a fucking alcoholic, can I? I can't help that.
Bloody hell. Fucking hell. I wanted to do a show about fucking 6 o'clock. You're like, no, 10:15.
6 o'clock? What the fuck? You're an old age pensioner or something? You've got to be in bed by 8?
Fucking hell. It's going to be a fucking... I'm going to have to fucking delete this show when I let that quite quickly. Anyway,
I got cited tonight.
Yeah. I'm on the VB. Well, VB's fucking Australian. Right. I'm on the Victoria, Malaga. Cheap as fuck.
Victoria.
Cheap
I bet
as
she
fuck.
is. I bet she is.
Oh, don't go down that avenue. Don't go down that avenue at the moment. I'm telling you, Sam. Right, in the chat, we've got Brendan.
Big up, boys, in the chat. Big up, everyone. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
If you lot don't hit the like button after me walking pissed to get to this show on time, I tell you.
Sacrifices on this. Sacrifices.
I know. We've got James. I'm not. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. Yes, Simon's on at the same time. I do apologize. Oh, James, watch this on a rerun later. Matthew, rum and coke time, Captain Morgan.
Ooh, Captain Morgan, spiced gold. I like that. Spiced gold. Lovely.
Little link as well, Matthew. Little link with Cardiff there with Captain Morgan. Captain Morgan was a sponsor of a Bob Bank for decades, right, Sam? They just couldn't be fucking asked to fucking take a sponsor down. It was there for about 20 or 30 years. Right on the roof.
I'll tell you what, I love a nice Captain Morgan Spice Gold, a bit of Coke is lovely. It's really nice.
Oh, here we go. There's the late comer now.
Did he come along the late straddler?
Sorry, son, I couldn't work. The link, it's far. Hey, 9:30 on a Friday night. You're lucky I can work my phone.
I know. I tell you what.
I've said so many drunken texts. My phone got a filter after 9 p.m. It don't let me send or do much. It's like automatic sensor. Like
you fucking go there. This is going to be one of those fucking shows now, and I can see it.
I'm on my life. You've had it. Like I come straight out there, make my coffee. Please forgive me. I know not what I do. Done it. Too late.
I'm introducing you to Sam, Beaky Sam.
I do, mate.
Right, Sam's an Arsenal fan. Beaky's a Cardiff fan from my hometown in Murphy-Tydville.
Fair enough. Yeah. Good. You guys are doing well now.
Oh, hey, team of the leagues, are we?
What place are you in now? What position?
Last place in the playoffs. Bottom of the playoffs.
Yes. So you guys are going into the playoffs, aren't you? Yeah, good.
No one wants to play us now, do they? No one wants to play us.
You guys are beating everyone, aren't you? Bournemouth and...
Now we played a lot of bottom teams, haven't we? So, right,
yeah,
Mexican or Japanese?
The Bournemouth game was basically the only game we played against a top team.
Right.
And it was one of the you think, oh fucking hell! But now we've got Middlesbrough tomorrow, which is
a tough one.
Neil Warnock. I think Middlesbrough with Warnock being here would be tougher than a Bournemouth one.
Yeah, and Mendes-Lang in there. Will Mendes-Lang play?
Mendes-Lang as well. You probably run down the line, sniffing a line of fucking coke as he's approaching the bloody.
He'll do a Robbie Fowler, won't he? No doubt.
I remember Robbie Fowler.
Right, hang on. Before we go any further, then, Beak, you want to apologise to Mick McCarthy live on air?
I've just done it, so I'll not do it twice. So, Mick McCarthy, please forgive me. I know not what I do. I'll drink my Japanese lager and say sorry.
What's that?
Forgive me. Is that a Bon Jovi song, is it? Or is that...
What is it? Issue something, is it?
Shy, is it? I don't know.
Shy. It sounds like what you Welsh guys say when you're drunk.
Oh, see, much worse than that. It's all right, actually.
That stuff is drier than a virgin's pussy, I tell you. It's very dry. It's a very
last time you see one of them. I'll be honest. I'll be on the Mexican stuff later, and I will all be a fan now.
He's corona positive. This one, look at him.
Stop the world.
He's got corona. He's got corona.
Oh, dear me. Well, I just can't go talking about Mick McCarthy. I can't believe the turnaround in 8 games. It's just Aidan Flint looks like an £8 million centre half, but he looked like, I'd rather have Keith Flint at the back, and he's been dead a year and a half. Like, do you know what I mean? But this back three he's playing. Nobody wants to play Cardiff now because they're horrible. But apart from being horrible, they're long throws, corners, they're big and aggressive. But we've got play. You've got Josh Murphy, who looks like a £12 million player.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. I got a very good mate. So a Norwich fan who's gutted the twins, isn't he? Or the brothers. One went in Newcastle, one went in Cardiff.
One in Newcastle, one in Murphy went in Newcastle.
Yeah. And he's saying like he's gutted, he left Norwich boys through and through. Blame Delia Smith. She had to sell more cookbooks or something. And I never seen it, but I also never seen Hoylett either. I've never was a massive fan of Hoylett or Pack. Mind saying, I'm still not convinced of Pack now. I know. Let's say Marlon Pack. I'd rather Marlon Dingle, but that's our favourite. That is our favourite. So I just think no one's a player. He's got to play in a system. He's got to play a team. When I ranted about Neil Harris getting sacked, I think it was a couple of minutes basically before we came on. They announced Mick McCarthy, or the rumours Mick McCarthy and me anyway.
I was fuming.
Yeah,
I don't know if you see my Twitter. Sam has seen it because me and Sam bloody. But me and Graham Kavanagh have been having it.
I'd spark there. I'll definitely don't fight with him. Don't scrap. Don't scrap with him, bro. He looks hard.
No.
Don't mess with him.
I've known Kav for a long time, to be honest. Mainly.
He's a party, said still don't mean he knock you out.
McCarthy gave him his debut, you see, for Ireland. That's how close they are.
I know he was very supportive, wasn't he? But
no, I mean,
on McCarthy,
I think I'm going to have to do a forfeit now of running around the pitch naked. But
lovely, definitely.
The only condition is that the women will have to maintain their safe distance.
I could sell more. You could sell more tickets to that than you could, and you could sell more tickets to that just a Bieber gig.
Sam's an Arsenal fan. So what happened last night, Sam, with Benfica? I didn't really watch it, I'll be honest.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, give you a take.
We played terribly and managed to get through. Scraping our teeth basically. I mean, we went 1-0 up, then we went 2-1 down, and then we managed the last few minutes to get the third goal. Aubameyang headed it in, and we got 3-2 to get through on aggregate. But we played terribly. I mean, we're just in second gear. We're not bothered to go out of second gear, or not. We can't get out of second gear. I don't know what it is. It's not good. Not good, And still, we got through, so we're happy about that. But we've got Olympiacos now, so we can get revenge hopefully against them. They knocked us out last season, so Be interesting to see how that goes.
Athens a good city as well. It'll be a good away trip if you're allowed.
We were there. We were there last night. Arsenal played in Athens last night.
Oh, that, okay.
Yeah, it did. Yes, right. No, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just come from that fucking stadium. We've got to go back to it.
Well, I tell you what, all day today on a local radio and TV, they have been loving the fact that Granada beat Napoli. I tell you what, Granada are the boys to watch.
They're a surprise package, aren't they?
People on about Villarreal. They've drawn twice with Villarreal. They've done 4-4 draw and a 2-2 draw.
Surprise package, isn't they? Yeah, surprise team.
Very much so.
But funny you say that. They had a betting on Europa. I've just put a fixture up behind me now, and they said it's all about the draw. No one wants United and no one wants Spurs. But the guy on Party Power said exactly what you said. He said no one's Granada. He said.
Yeah. And who's it part owned by? Tony Adams.
Never. I know you. Yeah. Never.
Yeah, he helped take over a while ago, didn't he? A long time ago when they were a bit in the shit. Yeah.
I thought did he manage out there? Did he go out there?
Yeah, he managed for a little while as well. Yeah, not well. He's a shit manager.
No, they sacked the manager when they were confirmed relegated, but had like 5 games left. So he took charge, didn't win a fucking game, and they still went down. You know.
Did he take one of the Nevilles with him, or Ray Parlour, or somebody? If you were mad.
The Neville went to Valencia.
Yeah, Neville went to Valencia. Yeah, for about 5 minutes.
Exactly. It's like the only thing we take him to Valencia. I'll be on a stag do, innit?
Yeah. I think that's just about all he managed to do before he got the sack.
Lim. I can't remember his first name. The Chinese businessman. Lim.
Yeah, something like that.
Tony Lim
was that hotel in Manchester.
That's it. Is it Tony Lim? Is that a British first name? Something
like that. I can't remember now, but yeah. So,
hey, Rangers as well last night.
Yeah, they had a big win, didn't they? A big win. Yeah, they're doing quite well. Gerrard's got them playing well, hasn't he?
I also think that if we turned up for a game in the Scottish Premiership, as long as we had matching boots, I think we could play.
Probably get fifth place.
We wouldn't play for Rangers. We might play for Celtic, but we definitely play for the other teams. So I just say,
get straight into like Hibernian or something like that.
Definitely. St. Mirren, that's the name of the meat factory in Merthyr, man. You know.
Yeah. No, I know.
So I just think, you know, you look at the League of Wales, which I've been an Arsenal fan.
Here we fucking go now.
Yeah, the Twitter's going to explode now. You look at the League of Wales, and you got village teams and town teams, and quite rightly, cities like Cardiff, Swansea, Newport are in the English pyramid, and then you got teams like Merthyr. Then there's a big argument whether Merthyr should join the Welsh League or not. It's a big place, Merthyr. You know, there's towns with similar populations with football league teams in the English pyramid. Scotland, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like.
There's a bigger population in Merthyr than in Burnley. And Burnley in the Premier League. Sam, as an English guy, right, and I do have to bat quite a few of these tweets when they come at me all the time. What's your opinion on Cardiff, Swansea, Wrexham in the English League? Be honest now.
I don't mind it at all. I really don't, because I think it's only. Listen, I don't know much about the Welsh League, to be honest. I really don't. I couldn't tell you much about that at all. But I think it's only fair on maybe the Welsh League if you've got like 2 or 3 teams that are so much better than everyone else. You know, I think it's only fair that they maybe take part in the English leagues, you know, to get more competition and make it more fair for the Welsh League. I mean, it's like they talked about this a while ago for Scotland. There was talk about integrating Rangers and Celtic into the Premier League.
It's a championship, it was, wasn't it?
The championship, yeah.
Celtic and Rangers said we'd only come if we went straight into the Premiership.
Yeah.
But the Football League said before they split and had the different managers. Yeah. It was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? But they wouldn't do the championship.
Because look at that. The Scottish League is just a joke, isn't it? I mean, it's right now it's just Rangers basically, but before then it's been Rangers and Celtic for like what 30 years or something.
But Celtic
40 years.
Yeah, Celtic were going for 10 in a row. Wasn't Alex Ferguson the last person to win the league, not with Rangers or Celtic? So that was like
Aberdeen in
Yeah,
86,
about
wasn't it?
84.
Aberdeen in 86 or 85, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Brownie
like
wasn't even born then. Brownie
No,
wasn't
I
even
was,
born.
brother. Don't you worry about that. I was, brother. Don't you worry about
No, but
that.
I remember Rangers were winning like every year in the 90s with that Hartley and McCoist and that up front, the striking partnership up front. And then Celtic took over in the 2000s, and then now it seems like Rangers are taking over again because Celtic have had their problems. But it's like it's not fair on the Scottish League, is it? I mean, what's the point of all the other teams playing? Really, it's just a joke. And I'm thinking if it's the same in Wales, then I don't mind Cardiff, Swansea, playing in England. I don't mind that at all. It's come and get.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it all started off because Wales was, up until very recently, I'm saying about 10, 15 years ago now, it was a principality, not a recognised nation. And that's where the invitations from the English FA started, back in the bloody 1910s or whatever, because it was a principality, like Monaco is with France, you know what I mean? But then as time had gone on, it was actually, Wales was actually a recognised country. They had their own league, but the clubs were like, hang on, we could go into our local, the Welsh league, and earn a tenner a fucking season, or we will continue where we are, and potentially get to the Premier League.
Owens, I was just trying to search that over if you wondering what I was doing. John Owens wrote in the Times. I'm sure he wrote in the Times, or he wrote it on his blog. Why Cardiff, Swansea, Wrexham, Newport are in the Football League, and it's all to do with 1897. It was the Welsh League's system that the FA copied, and that was a reason. And like you say, that's why it came. That's why it came. Owens, because he's a historian, he did it all. He did his dissertation on it. It's really. I have read it. I was just looking for the quote it, but it's worth next time you bump into him or send him a tweet. He knows the proper ins and outs why it happened. Like so, it's interesting.
We're going to comment. I don't know. It's been a few comments now. Fucking.
I saw someone
pissed.
I saw someone wanted to ask me about AFTV. They wanted to ask me about that.
Yeah. I did see that. Go on, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, I think AFTV, they mean a lot of good, and there's a lot of good there for Arsenal fans. But their problem is they've hooked onto a few different people that have become regular personalities, and these personalities are so negative, and it just comes across that's what the whole fan base is. Unfortunately, it gives such a negative image of the fan base when these 3-4 regulars that are negative are always basically the people they're always talking to, and it gives an unfair, it's an unfair look at the Arsenal fans, really. I mean, it's not we are far from all like that, toxic and everything. A lot of us are, of course, unhappy with what was happening at Arsenal and the way we're going and everything, but we're not, completely, we want to basically just burn everything to the ground, which like these guys do. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous the way some of them go on. And unfortunately, it gets a lot of traction, doesn't it? It's that negative stuff gets so much more views and traction. So I think they've caught onto it, and that's why they stick with it. And it's a shame because there's a lot of good there. I mean, if you actually look through the different programs, the different shows AFTV has, they do have a lot of good stuff there as well, like analysis, game review, stuff like that. There's a lot of positive there, a lot of like normal there. But unfortunately, when you're looking at the some of the regular shows some of these guys have, it just puts out this toxic, this toxic impression that we're all like that, and we're not really, But it's changing more now, though. It's changing more because one of them, who was, I'm not going to say any names, but one of them who was the worst, who actually got his own show in another country, who's moved out, moved away from AFTV and got his own show. Basically, it has improved a lot since then. I see he has. Robbie, who runs AFTV, I see he has cleaned up a lot in terms of there are like 3 people who aren't really a part of it anymore, who were very toxic, who are not, well, if they're not a part of it, they're certainly a lot less often part of it now. So it has got a lot better, but there's still like 2 or 3 left there who are very, I would say, toxic and very negative, and unfortunately, you know, it rubs off the wrong way on everyone else, you know, and then being as big as they are, AFTV, basically the biggest fan channel out there, you know, it's very, very visible, isn't it? And becomes very easy to sort of put everyone under the same same brush.
What Hector Bellerin said does ring true at that time or something, doesn't it? When he said they profit from a loss because the negativity are coming from it.
Yeah, and it affects the players. I think the players feel it a lot as well, you know. And but I think social media in general now is just a complete shit show, isn't it? I mean, it's not just Arsenal; it's all players now, isn't it? Everywhere getting so much abuse, and just not normal abuse. It's going way overboard, isn't it? I mean, all this racial, you know, killing, I want to kill your family stuff and all that. I mean, it's just going well overboard. I mean, one thing is saying to a player, listen, you're shit, you know, why can't you kick a fucking ball? And then it's a whole other thing to start talking about their families and their race and all that stuff is just well overboard. And unfortunately, social media, it's a platform for that, isn't it? Because, you know, it just lets people basically say what they want until they get pulled up on it, you know, and unfortunately, that's the way it's become.
But right, I'm 42 years old, right?
Yeah.
I've never been able to fucking speak any English properly for 42 fucking years, right? I look like fucking Mr. Bean. I sound like fucking Louis Spence.
You got that Mr. Bean look.
I haven't really got fucking much going for me. But it's like, the amount of crap, fucking, I'm like, look, mate, I fucking laugh at myself. I am a proper cunt at times. In fact, Beaky would say I'm a proper cunt all the fucking time.
No,
right?
I'm
99.9. Right?
You're like when you're sleeping. You're all right when you're sleeping, no problem.
Right? But it's like they chuck bloody abuse at you. And they're like, you know, I triggered you then or whatever. One guy said that. I triggered you. I said, you haven't fucking triggered me, mate. I'm just lying on my sofa, scratching my balls, watching TV. I am not triggered whatsoever, man. You know?
Yeah.
But
no, it's just given more. Unfortunately, it's given morons an outlet. Unfortunately, you know, when you're giving everyone,
it's very anonymous as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and of
very
course,
anonymous as well.
Yeah,
they hide behind AFC 1 2 3 4 5 6 exclamation mark star.
Yeah,
and then they just rant off. It's like
with I find the worst ones on the football kind of theme. The worst ones are the ones who have a player in as their fucking avatar.
Yeah.
You know, right? Hang on, right?
Yeah, particularly bad.
Here we go. I fucking hate S's, do you know what I mean? WSC. Good Evans, right? Evans says, remember going to Borough? Yeah, I remember going to Borough in the FA Cup. What a trip out. Oh, Diane. Well, Diane is a famous Cardiff fan, but I remember going to Borough. Fucking nightmare that was. But quarter-final. Gareth Southgate was in charge of Borough. We beat them. And that meant we were going to Wembley, at least in the semi-final.
2-0, wasn't it? 2-0 it was. Yeah, it was 2-0. I was going out with a girl who's a big Arsenal fan, and I watched that game in Pinner on the telly.
And Whittingham scored. Whittingham scored a boot.
Whittingham, when the defender scored, I think. 2-0 it was. Sunday game it was. It was a Sunday game.
That Riverside is by far the coldest fucking stadium I've ever been to in my life.
West Brom, where we drew 3-0 last minute goal in the Premiership. I've never, ever been so cold. And it was something like April.
Right, Tom Palmer says, and we do Celtic on this, right? Where do you think Rangers and Celtic would finish in the Premier League?
Bottom half.
Oh, definitely. They did have decent home form, wouldn't they? Because it'd be such a thing. I think they'd have decent home form. So I think it'd be tough to beat them.
Well, like
Glasgow's a good night out.
Yeah, Glasgow.
Yeah, Glasgow's a good night out. So a lot of players will have one eye on the night out, wouldn't they?
Okay,
go down
let's go
Merchant Square.
Let's go back a few years then. when Martin O'Neill's Celtic went to the UEFA Cup final.
Rangers the year before as well, didn't they? Did they play Spartak
they went to
Moscow?
Manchester and smashed it all up.
Manchester smashed it all up. That's right. Well, that was on the Russian team, Lokomotiv Moscow.
No, Zenit St. Petersburg.
You are right, I'm wrong. Yeah, Zenit.
Arshavin played for them, and then he went to Arsenal the following season.
Yeah.
Okay, go back a few years. Where do you think that kind of level, Celtic and Rangers, would have finished in the Premier League?
Well, Celtic then the Premier League was a bit more. There wasn't so many, good teams then. You had basically a top 4, and that was it. Martin O'Neill's Celtic would have probably been top half, probably maybe even close to maybe even competing for top 4, maybe.
Because they beat Liverpool going to that final, didn't they? John Hart.
Yeah,
they're a good team. They're a good team then, Celtic. They're a good team with Martin O'Neill, good unit.
Celtic have always had a really, really good coaching, scouting policy. Van Dijk, Walana, there's loads and loads of Celtic play. They pull gems from nowhere, don't they? I think of Rangers in it. Larson, they pull these players from, literally. My absolute argument is Van Dijk is the best player. Barnon, you can argue with me about Messi and, Aubameyang. You would say that was best centre forward. I think you're probably right because he gets the worst service, but he does convert the goals. But I think Virgil van Dijk is by far the best player in the world, and he's not even talked about when you have the Ronaldo Messi argument.
There's just so many Liverpool halves, Steve.
Oh, son, he's different gravy, son. I bet now, right? When he runs,
I don't think he's better than Sergio Ramos in his prime. In Sergio Ramos, in his prime, you wouldn't touch Kevin Ratcliffe. Do you know what I mean? In his prime, but Tony Adams, Steve Bold, all in their prime. But at the moment, I believe, he's crocked. Start of the season, the best player in the world, without doubt, was Van Dijk. I still think he's better than half of the centre-halves in the league with one leg.
He's a very good defender. Very good, yeah.
I bet his sweat smells just for men or something like that.
Yeah,
or Lynx Apollo.
Well, the thing is, defenders are always overlooked, aren't they, when it comes to the big prizes? The big
keepers as well.
Players, when it comes to individual, trophies, they're always overlooked. The last one was Cannavaro, wasn't it? He was the last one to get a Ballon d'Or, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right, here we go. What else? Remember that lad, Jet? Yeah, J. Emmanuel Thomas. He comes from Arsenal as well.
Yeah. England under 20s captain.
Absolute motherfucking fraud of a player.
Brownie, he's in St Mirren. He's playing for St Mirren. I'm sure it's stretched. He's played for one of the Scottish. He scored the other day.
I've never felt so well. The 2 games in my life, I just so gutted I couldn't fucking talk for hours. Right, one of them was that playoff final against Blackpool, and you could see Jay Bothroyd was struggling. He had to come off. And
Livingston. He's in Livingston. Sorry.
Fucking Jay
Livingston.
Oh, the guy was fucking shit.
No, I'm reading it. I'm reading it again. I'm reading it. You're right. He had 4 years in Arsenal. He made one appearance, didn't score.
He was shit. He was a joke. He came through the youth system, but he wasn't very good.
Doncaster.
He's Blackpool, Doncaster, Cardiff, all loans. Ipswich, Bristol City, QPR, MK Dons, Gillingham, PTT, Ranong, and now he's in Livingston.
Oh, reminds me of Ravel Morrison. Right, Cheddar says, I would allow Celtic Rangers in the FA Cup. No. You can't do that.
Bring him in the league. Bring him in the league. Starting the championship.
Evans, as a Merthyr Trust member, we need to. Here we fucking go. We need to stay in the English Premier League. Cardiff met in the WPL. Ground facilities very poor. Blah, blah, blah. Right. Okay. Sorry, Sam, for bringing this up. Vicky Merthyr.
Got to stay in the pyramid.
English system.
Got to stay in it. Got to stay in the English
rubbish,
system.
Nonsense.
You were across, do I don't.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I don't.
I tell you why.
Go on.
Right. TNS. All the other ones. Fucking. banger, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't fucking looked at the Welsh League for a while for who's winning it and all that. But the example I'm going to give is Gibraltar, right, which is about 40 minutes, 30 minutes from here. And Gibraltar teams are fucking like fucking the dog and duck, right? Fucking like a dog and duck. But if they qualify, even if they just lose in the first fucking round, they get about 1.2 million. Now that to fucking those kind of teams would carry them through the full season, and you wouldn't have to have the stresses of, you know,
I got two things here. Brownie. One is, if that money is guaranteed to be used for the development of the locality, so the local football team, the structure around that. So you've got your junior teams, your academies, your into schools, you know, the school officers, hub officers, whatever you call them now. Then that's massive. Yeah, definitely. If it's going to go to Di Spanner, who's chairman of the club, who's going to line his pockets, because when Merthyr did very, very well, 86, 87, 88, 89, some people made a lot of money out of that. And I don't know if I'm allowed to, you know, I'm not going to slag anybody off.
Hey, now, careful now, son, careful now.
He's dead, he can't do it.
My fucking solicitor is on hold at the moment.
Say a lawyer, it's much easier for you to say lawyer.
Fuck off.
So that was one, it's where the money's going to go. And two, I think Merthyr's such a big place that something like, I don't know, a village of Merthyr could support a team in the Welsh League. So you could have almost like a Merthyr B playing at the Welsh League level, and Merthyr A, not called that, obviously.
I vote, yeah. Do
you see what I'm saying there? So then you've got progression, and you've got natural progression. You've got almost like a pyramid system within the valleys, because the valleys are hot. You know, if J. Emmanuel Thomas was from our valley, he would never have gone near Arsenal because he isn't good enough. But because he had probably had good parents, you know, was supported, was pushed into these places.
I wish he never got near fucking Cardiff, but never mind.
He did have two. He did have 2 goals, mate. 14 games, 2 goals.
Evans comes back. Mad to think, back in the day, Aberdeen Town pulled 28,000 against Millwall. Now they struggle. Yeah, that's right. The old division. 3,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Because that's what they like over here. And I do support it, right? You've got basically La Liga and Segunda Liga, which is the Premier League and the Championship. Anything under the Championship over here is semi-professional. The clubs cannot sustain it.
Well, that's the right thing to do.
And as a result, sometimes before COVID, I'd go to watch Marbella. As a result, because the players are on far less money, you're going in for like €3.50.
Yeah.
You know?
You can have a beer in the stand. You sit there watching a game of football, having a beer, chatting to your mates. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, have a beer, chat to your mate. Get on the phone to the hooker. Go in there, you're going...
Wrong sports and hookers in rugby union. They check a ball in the line out. So I do agree with him, son. I think there's definitely I think Merthyr should have Merthyr Valley, or the Rhondda Valley, the Merthyr Valley should have some representation in the Welsh League system as part of a pyramidal football. I think it should. But
and that's why Cardiff has always been a sleeping giant, because the catchment area.
Well, North Wales, but after London, North Wales produces more professional footballers than any other area per capita per head. I work with Glengarden.
Right, Cheddar, keepers deserve respect.
I said keepers earlier. When a centre forward makes a mistake, no one notices. When a keeper,
Yeah.
Well, just like a Sylvester Stallone in the Escape to Victory. The guy's a fucking legend, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I got to hear like him at the moment. Look, I look a bit like Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, then. Okay, on about goalkeepers. Best keeper in the world at the moment, at this present time.
Oh, that's difficult. That is difficult.
Ooh.
There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones at the moment.
De Gea would be up there with me.
He's so he's unstable, isn't he? He's not now.
They don't like him over here.
Two or three seasons ago, maybe.
Mm.
Right now, that's difficult to say.
Kasper Schmeichel.
Come on, what do you think in the chat? What do people think in the chat? The best goalkeeper at this moment in time. Fucking hell, that is hard, isn't it?
At the
It's hard.
moment. I don't know.
Tom,
Black's a good shout.
Yeah.
He's a good
All
shout.
Yeah.
Who's it?
Black.
Yeah.
Black, Atletico keeper.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm just looking at the Opta stats for best keeper.
Oh, look at you fucking... look at you doing your fucking homework.
Courtois is good when he's... if he's...
Yeah.
It took him a while to get... and all the Cardiff fans, Dylan Phillips.
Yeah, Dylan Phillips, definitely. English or Welsh, is he?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Name like Philip. Bundesliga, it's Alexander Schlauer.
What?
La Liga. I'm reading it to you now.
I thought I was just listening to myself the way you fucking pronounced that.
You have a go then. It's gone. Hey, if I was in Scrabble, it'd be worth it. It'd be worth a fortune in Scrabble. Alexander S. Yeah. La Liga is Ruben Martinez. League One is Runnison. Premier League's Adrian, according to this.
Runnison?
Yeah, honestly. Alex Runnison.
Hey, the France.
Yeah.
So that's what Arsenal have gone off of then, isn't it? They got off the fucking stats. Arsenal's the fucking dude's gone to that website the Beaky's on, and he said, "Right, we'll have him."
Yeah, definitely. It's like Premiership manager on your BBC Spectrum.
It has to be.
He's just like, League One best goalkeeper's Ruderson. We'll buy him. Yeah, let's get him. The guy's never fucking been a goal before.
He's 82 stars. We'll have him because he's less than somebody else at 9.
It gotta be All Black, surely. It gotta be All Black.
All Black's up there. I think Ter Stegen's up there. I think he's very good as well. Barcelona keeper.
Okay, we've got here the top 5 are. This is last season, mine, not currently. Is Adrian, Alisson, Martin Dubravnica and Kasper Schmeichel, Emmanuel Neuer, Matt Ryan, David De Gea, Rui Patricio and Jordan Pickford.
Well, definitely not Pickford. Fucking hell, he's got
Pickford must be on there for it must be a comedy thing. It must be like one of the things. Must be mental breakdowns or kicking somebody really hard.
Well, in the chat, James have gone for Edison. Well, Man City keeper, isn't he? Chadwick. Hi, Chadwick.
Yeah, big up Chadwick. Haven't seen him for ages. Chadwick, where you been, mate?
George Campos. Was he a Mexican?
Jorge Campos, 94 World Cup, the crazy kits he wore, amazing.
Crazy kits, that's right.
Was it the Scorpion?
All Black?
He's only, that was
Colombian. That was Randy.
Yeah,
Colombian.
So but he could play goalkeeper or centre forward.
Yeah, he could play up front as well.
No. You're on about Paraguayan keeper. You're on about?
No, Mexican.
Chilavert. You're talking about Chilavert. And Chavez. Chilavert, Chavez, both those guys could play up front as well.
I go for All Black at the moment, but I don't think there's that many good goalkeepers, outstanding goalkeepers out there at the moment. Personally,
Georgie Campos,
very good, but
Georgie Campos, he was.
He's about 5'5", wasn't he? 5'6" or something like that.
Yeah.
5'6" he was. Yeah, goalkeeper. Yeah, he's got 6 goals in one season playing up front.
Oh, and the test ones to come in, did he? Right, okay, hang on 1 second. Is it this guy's going to be pissed now? Proper pissed. Right, hang on, man. Right.
What's the time over there where he is? Like 4 a.m. now where he is. Yeah, no, in terms of goalkeeper, I would say Ter Stegen is good at Barcelona. I think Courtois can be quite good when he's in form.
I always like the great Kasper Schmeichel shouts.
The test I sent it to you on Twitter, man.
Kasper Schmeichel always seems to be doing something.
Yeah, he can be good as well. Kasper Schmeichel, he's just not spectacular, is he? That's the thing. He just, I don't know.
Chadwick said, I'm doing good. Busy with divorce. Mate, I know exactly what fucking divorce.
Divorce is it? Oh, unlucky, mate.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. I'm
Make sure-
unlucky, mate.
Take a hint from me. Before you walk out, make sure you hide your money in all different parts of the world before you fucking slam that door. Basically. And James Manuel.
He's a bit over the top now in a way. He was the best for a long time. He's a bit over the top now. He's getting on a bit.
I think we said something very important there, Sam. He's unspectacular. And I think the reason we don't like Neuer now is because he come almost bigger than his gloves.
Yeah,
he's
I don't rate the German league. I'll be honest.
But he's been letting. The thing is, he's been letting in a few odd goals this season, though. Neuer, he's not quite where he used to be.
I think
the German league is just a posh Scottish league, man. Just remember that.
They've got a lot of good players, but they're good there anyway. As soon as they get out of Germany, they sort of flop a bit, don't they?
Yeah. Different beer.
Yeah. The German league does look good.
Sam, you're in Norway. Have you ever been to Germany, Denmark to watch a game? Or
I've been to. What do you mean? I haven't been to Germany. No, I haven't been to Denmark either. Been to a couple of games in Sweden. I've seen IFK Gothenburg play a couple of games. That's pretty good in Gothenburg. I've been to quite a few Premier League games here where I am with Strømsgodset, my local team. Been to a few games in Oslo as well to see Vålerenga, the Oslo team. And I've been to see Norway a few times as well at Ullevål, the national stadium. I saw Norway beat Brazil 4-2, one of the most incredible games I've ever seen.
I remember you telling me about that. I've been to Norway, Wales, Sweden. Proper random trip. It was to Gothenburg because Marseille were playing some other team in it was a UEFA Cup final, I think. It was when Drogba was playing for Marseille the summer before he went to Chelsea, because that's when he was it Atletico Bilbao maybe or something like that. And then Denmark was my first ever Wales away trip.
I haven't been there to see any football now.
Because
FC Copenhagen are a decent team. They normally get into the Champions League, but
Well, how about Molde? Molde have gone through to.
Molde done well. They've done well. They weren't too good in the league this past season, but they've done well.
They've got drawn Granada, haven't they?
Yeah.
I can't.
Right, Brownie, I've got to sign off because I'm
no problem. Hey, thank you very much, mate.
Hey, see you next week, Sam. Lovely to meet you. Same time, same place. Bye, boys.
Later, mate. Have a good one.
Take care, Big.
Molde done well. Yeah, nice guy, Beaky. Nice to meet him. Yeah.
Okay, Chadwick.
Of course, back in his prime. When he's back in his prime,
Without doubt.
Solid keeper.
Evan, I think the Dutch is overrated. Oh, too right. It's overrated, mate. Too right. I try to watch Willem too. The person, without doubt, mate. The amount of okay. The ones that do well are in your face, with the PR and all that. But the amount of players that come from the Dutch league and fucking fail, not just at the Premier League, but in Championship level as well, Sam. Fucking rubbish. How's the liver? Liver's all right, Chadwick.
He's on his third. Brownie's on his third liver.
Third fucking transplant. And it was Kelvin Atuhu. It was. But Emmanuel Thomas was in that fucking side as well. But you are right, James. It was Kelvin Atuhu.
I'll tell you about Emmanuel Thomas. He was when he was young at Arsenal. We're talking young, like 12, 13, 14. He was very good. He was very promising. He was really, really good in those young sides. Then when he got to 15 and 16, he was also still good. I haven't seen the test for a while. He was still good.
I was busy having sex.
Oh, of course you was. But when he got to 17, 18, he sort of dropped off a little bit, and that's when they started to struggle with him, and he got loaned out, went around on loan. He just didn't really develop that much, from them. He was very good when he was very young, and that's why they kept him for all that time. But then when he got to 18, 19, that was it. He was pushed on.
Well, academies and all that. You need if you know a player is not going to make it, you need to sell them quite quickly, really, to get the most you can for them. If you hold on to them like Nketiah, no way you go for 20 million now, like West Ham offered last season. Very short period, because if you time it wrong, the price in it will drop very quickly. Right. Cheddar, I used to go to school with Niall Ranger. Did you? He was a fucking idiot, that guy. Niall Ranger. Jed is still a wanker, yeah. Brownie, who's your favourite Arsenal player? That's a good question.
Ooh.
Who's my favourite Arsenal player?
They're trying to pull you over to the dark side now.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
He's a closet Arsenal fan anyway. Everyone knows this. He's more in Arsenal chats than he is anywhere else.
Because I get on with.
No, you mean
you know what?
You wanted to say you like to watch Premier League football and Cardiff ain't getting any of it.
Hey, it won't be long, my friend. It won't be long.
I thought you were getting relegated from the championship.
My favourite, because Sam and Natesh, you both know that I prefer the George Graham Arsenal to the Wenger Arsenal.
Yes.
So my favourite is probably Alan Smith.
Alan Smith, it's a decent shout. It's a decent shout. That goal he scored against Palmer in the Cup Winners' Cup final. Wow, that was a goal.
I know.
That was a goal.
And the one, the first goal against Liverpool as well.
Yes.
In the 89. Yeah. Which, by the way, if you guys look back at my videos, I done a video on that last week.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game in 89, and because Cardiff were in Yo Division 4, you guys know that I had a soft spot for Everton. My dad would take me to watch that, so I hated Liverpool, absolutely hated Liverpool, and I think that game was on a Friday night, I think. And it was, in my opinion, it was the best ending to a league championship ever. Forget the Aguero and all that crap. Yeah. I'm telling you now, that fucking game was
because of what was it? Because of look at the what I call like the
history.
Not the history. I'm just trying to say what I'm trying to think of the like what it was before the game, right? I mean, you got Liverpool, who are a really, really good team, team.
Oh yeah,
and they were brilliant at home as well. At Anfield, you nearly couldn't beat them. At Anfield, they were so strong, and Arsenal had to go there and win by 2 goals, which just never happens at Anfield. You're never going to win by 2 goals at Anfield. The task was nearly impossible. I mean, nobody thought really. I mean, as a neutral, and I think most fans as well thought deep down it's not going to happen. Because it's just 2 goals away at Anfield. You're just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. They're going to, even if you score a goal, they're going to shut up shop, or they're going to get a goal, or they were just too good. And to go up there to Anfield and actually win 2-0 like that, it's just. I mean, it was just. That's why I can't compare to like the Aguero and stuff, because. It wasn't the same. They weren't playing. Manchester City weren't playing the best team in the league who could
exactly
who could basically win the league against them in the same game, and they would have to win by 2 goals playing away against them.
And there's always that myth, rumor, whatever you want to call it. But Joey Barton deliberately got himself sent off in that game because he was Man City, wasn't he? And he went
I think it's a bit of a myth, really. But yeah,
he used to get sent off against any team. What's the difference?
Joey Barton was just crap, wasn't he? He was just a crap player.
but that game, you are right, Sam.
Yeah.
unfortunately, because of high show, no English teams could play in Europe. But before high show, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, they were ripping Europe apart. Absolute ripping Europe and a new one.
Doing well, doing very well, that's true.
And that Liverpool team, throughout the 80s, even though I hated them, I think they were better than Man United in the 90s, by far. I really do think that. And yeah, it was a massive, tall order to even go there and get a fucking draw. To go there and win by 2 clear goals.
It's like say you got Liverpool. I'm just for talking sake now. Say you got like prime Liverpool from 2 seasons ago against prime Manchester City from 3 seasons ago, right? And you've got Manchester City, basically ahead just by enough points, and Liverpool are going to go there and play Manchester City and have to win. They're going to have, in the last game of the season, where 3 points wins it, and not just 3 points, but because of the goal difference, they need to win by 2 clear goals.
Yeah.
So they have to go to Man City, beat the team that's ahead of them on the table, and win by 2 clear goals. I mean, that is just it's just absolutely incredible. That's why it's easily the best finish to a season ever, because of all of the different, as I'm saying, all the different things involved,
And a couple of points. Everton fans were, I think, surrounding the stadium and stuff and cheering for Arsenal fans and Arsenal. And the other thing is, I think one thing that I think you guys may agree with me on, that game actually broke Liverpool in a way, because after that they didn't win a title for 30 years.
No.
Yeah.
Natesh, I know what you mean, but Hillsborough happened a few weeks before.
Yeah,
right?
Hillsborough happened as well.
And I tell you something, and it was a clever. I got loads of Scouse friends. I don't want to,
Oh, we know some of the female ones.
No. Honestly, now I got loads of Scouse friends. I don't want to overstep the mark, but I know the Arsenal fans come out to the tunnel all had a bouquet of flowers. Now they were originally, the plan was that we were just going to give them to the Liverpool players. However, the Liverpool Football Club said no, go to all parts of the ground and just give them out to the fans. Yeah. And I think that kind of fantastic gesture, I think it played a massive part in that. I really do. I watching it back when I done that video, and because it was only about 2, 3, 4 weeks ago before Hillsborough happened. I'm telling you now, that gesture played a massive part, I think, because the crowd warmed to Arsenal right before kickoff. I do think that.
So you are saying the roses got us the title, in a way?
I think, well, if you think of Kenny Dalglish, who was a Liverpool manager at the time, he went to every single funeral, and it broke him. It broke him as a person. He would tell you that, and many other players it broke as well. And in my opinion, even though I would have been, how old was I? I would be about 10, 11 at the time. I think the season should have finished there and then after Hillsborough. But, they continued. Looking back now, they continued. But it would... Look, Liverpool should have won that game, no problem at all. But you can't hide the fact that other influences damaged their season towards the end,
See, that is why I also said that if they won the league that year, I think they would have recovered in a way. But because they lost the league as well in that way, I think it went from bad to worse for them and gone downhill.
They did start going downhill from there. They did. I mean, you could see the way the teams went into the 90s when Liverpool, they couldn't really compete at the same level anymore. But
they won the FA Cup in that year. They beat Everton in the FA Cup final.
But Arsenal also. Also that season, we're talking about the end of '89 season. Arsenal. I mean, also what happened was it was it 2 or 3 games before the last game? Arsenal lost a game they should have won at home.
Yeah. I'm going to bring it up now.
I can't remember who it was against, but
They
there was a game.
Arsenal did.
They should have. There was a home game they lost that they would normally win, and then they wouldn't even have to have done any. It would have been enough to just get a point or not lose by too many goals at Anfield, and they would have won the league. But because they lost that game, Liverpool got the advantage.
Yeah, it's funny we are talking about a time when my parents were conceiving me.
Going back in time now, Nitish. Back in time.
April 1989, I was born. So
April 1989, yeah. So April 19, that's when he was born, right? So he was born 1 month before this happened. Then happened in May 1989.
No. But that ending to a season blitzes anything.
Yeah, because everything that was involved. Everything that was involved. There was so much involved, wasn't there? Yeah.
Right. We got Simply in the chat.
Yeah, Simply. Simply.
Simply.
Still can't get his fucking name right, can you?
No, I can't.
Adam, you cookie.
Fucking Simply. Where'd you get the L from?
I don't know. Evan says that Liverpool Arsenal with pure theatre. Remember watching Penn? Yeah. It was. It really was. Scroll down. Simply, you're living in Buddy's basement. And Evan says, Murphy in Europe 1987, first British team in high short. Yeah, that's correct. Or was it the first British? No. Evans, you're incorrect, my friend. It was the first British team that played an Italian team in Europe after high short. Because high short was 1985. And it wouldn't have been the first British team because Dundee United got to the UEFA Cup final in 1986 and they lost to Gothenburg. So Murphy was the first British team to play an Italian team after high school. No, you're right, because all things have changed. It was against Wimbledon. What was against Wimbledon, Chad?
I think that's a game we lost. I think it was a game we lost.
Right, okay.
At home, we should have beat them when we lost. Yeah.
So Natesh, where have you been? Tell us, where have you been?
Where have you been hiding? Where have you been hiding?
I've been drinking and I've been inside women's holes. So you get the point.
Fornicating. You've been fornicating, you dirty boy.
Do you want me to take out the condoms on live stream now from my bag?
Oh,
bloody hell. Jesus Christ.
Are you enjoying yourself? That's the main thing.
Burn the evidence. You need to burn it.
Are you enjoying yourself? That's the main thing.
Well, obviously, that's what he's doing.
No, see, I couldn't, I drank too much. In the last 60 days, I must have had alcohol for 55 of those maybe. So now I think it's time to take a slight break and cut down on it. Even though I've cut down on the quantity, but I've been drinking too much and partying too much and having sex in between somewhere.
What is it? Is a restriction? Are the restrictions been taken away then or just had enough and just went partying?
Yeah, they're expecting a second lockdown now. So let's see what happens.
So getting the most out of it before the lockdown then.
So how much you out of pocket, Natesh?
Oh, the pocket in the sense I don't get that phrase.
Sorry, man. How much are you? How much money have you spent?
Wasted on alcohol.
I don't know. Maybe 5-6K in terms of USD.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Alcohol and women, both.
Ooh.
Look at Natesh going on a partying.
Natesh, party boy.
Yeah, just tomorrow is a day off, and then next 2 days again more action. So let's see.
Bloody hell!
Can I have your life?
As long as I get the Russian chicks, you can take whatever you want from my life.
She may be watching. I doubt it though. Right. Hey, let's quickly go through last weekend's scores. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. No Friday game. Leicester 3, Liverpool 1. That was last weekend, wasn't it? No,
Yep.
it went, no.
First game of the weekend.
No. Southampton won, Chelsea won. What are you thinking?
Okay, maybe I was too drunk.
Well, yeah. I mean, Southampton they're a team that are a bit up and down at the moment, aren't they? You know, they've had some bad games, they've had some good games, but I think that's the first points he dropped, isn't it? Tuchel, basically. He's been doing well, hasn't he, since he took over?
No. Ever since they beat Liverpool, I don't think they've had a point in about 5 games before then.
You're talking about since Tuchel took over Chelsea.
Oh,
They have
sorry,
been
on
winning.
about Southampton. Sorry, when they beat Liverpool,
Yeah,
and
Southampton-
the manager started crying.
Southampton has been embarrassing in recent times. I mean, Leeds destroyed them after that. But the main thing is, the funny thing that came out of this game, I'll tell you the funniest thing that I heard. After Chelsea beat Atletico Madrid 1-0 in midweek, I'm just giving you a heads up. So the fans said that a struggling mid-table Premier League team has just beaten the La Liga leaders. They don't consider the fact that the manager was sacked. Everything has now changed. Chelsea is playing differently. They're playing better football. They were focused on the fact that a struggling mid-table Premier League team has beaten the La Liga leaders. This shows that the Premier League is better than the La Liga. So I could see this all over Twitter. But again, I think Chelsea's focus here was mainly on the Atletico Madrid game. So I think they didn't give their 100%, or they were like a bit distracted, like people would like to say. And that is why maybe Southampton could nick that point. Otherwise, the way that they got beaten against Leeds a few days later shows that Southampton is going kind of downhill now.
Yeah, they are. And rumours that Danny Ings has got an issue with Southampton as well. Apparently, he should have a get-out clause, and Southampton aren't agreeing to it. Apparently, we've got Burnley 0, West Brom 0.
Who gives a fuck?
Down. Yeah,
Who gives a fuck?
West Brom are down. And Liverpool 0, Everton 2. Fucking get in here, the Blue Boys.
Liverpool are in free fall, aren't they, at the
Everton
moment?
would win it, Sam, didn't I? I told you Everton would win that game.
Well, I thought Everton would win as well. I did, because Liverpool are in such bad shape at the moment, and Everton, they're good enough to beat Liverpool. So yeah,
I actually thought that it would probably end up being a draw or something, because they were both playing kind of shit. I mean, but I think the difference is that James Rodriguez came back into the team, and once he's playing in the team, I think the creativity of Everton and the chances of them winning games goes up. So I think that was one factor that I think made a difference, because if he was not there, I think Everton would probably play for a draw as well. They wouldn't be that aggressive.
Yeah.
And Fulham beating who they beat? Sheffield United. Now Fulham, I think they're gonna survive.
They're playing better, aren't they? They're getting some results lately, so they could stay up. Would be interesting to see.
You guys feel Newcastle is going down?
Before the
Dunno.
derby, before the Palace-Brighton derby, I was thinking Palace, because they were dropping. But that derby, they had all 3 points.
It's difficult. They could still go down, Fulham, but
Imagine.
I want Burnley to go down. I've had a fuck full of Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley are shite. Burnley are boring as hell.
Imagine if Newcastle goes down and that Sheikh comes and buys Arsenal.
Yeah, please, please, let's have some money.
And one more thing, talking about West Brom, remember all the people on Twitter saying only Big Sam can save Arsenal from relegation now, get this guy in, we want Big Sam as our new manager. Remember all those times? Everyone was like, Big Sam, Big Sam.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He spent money, he does nothing. End of story.
Yeah.
And then West Ham 2, Tottenham 1. Well,
Fair play to
West Ham. Fair play to West Ham.
They are brilliant. They're brilliant this season.
Are they everybody's second team this season? Like Leicester?
Well, you've got to give it to them. They really are performing well above expectation, aren't they? I mean, they've been really, really good this season. Their players have really gelled well. Moyes has managed to, get a lot out of them. It's been it's a fairy tale story, isn't it, for them this season?
And what I like about it is basically the owners have fucked the team over, fucked Moyes over, fucked the fans over. But the team and Moyes and the management team all got together. Big fuck you. And they bombing up the league. Fair play.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree.
I have a man crush on fucking Souček, I'll be honest with you. I think he's fucking great.
But I
really
kind of
do.
disagree there with you. You are saying that the owners fucked things up because they sold that youngster, right? But look at some of the players that they have managed to get in. So I get it. You are pissed about that one player being sold, and even Mark Noble was pissed about it. And Moyes is doing a good job. But again, overall signings like Souček and some of the other players that they have brought in, I think credit goes somewhere to the owners as well, and Moyes and the recruitment team overall.
No,
So
hey, Nitesh, the owners have fucked the fans over a lot, not just for that Diagana sale.
Yeah.
The way they promised the word you're on about, the wording in which Arsenal owners at the time, when they went from Highbury to the Emirates, the way they promised the fans about what to expect when they went to the Olympic Stadium. I mean, one of the promises were that they're going to put more seating in, so that the seating would go right up to the pitch, basically.
Yeah.
Right? They have to have the players have to have a fucking Uber taxi to get from the fucking training rooms to the fucking pitch. Do you know what I mean? They really have.
See, I get your point in a way. They overcommitted. But also look at the fact that they are actually spending money where Moyes wants it to be spent. Like, look at the Jesse Lingard deal. It's a loan deal.
Nitesh.
But look what he's doing at West Ham.
Nitesh, they loaning West Ham money. The owners are loaning West Ham money. And on one loan, they were doing it at 25% interest.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know, it is basically
the West Ham fans are not happy with their owners. You can just ask any West Ham fan; they're really not happy with their owners.
Yeah, honestly, 25% interest. So when they do eventually sell, the money in which it would still be owed, be incredible. Like Salman with Cardiff. But anyway, Villa 1, Leicester 2.
Yeah,
you guys have got Leicester now.
Yeah, Leicester a decent team. I know they crashed out last night, but they're a good team. You got to give it to them. You know, they play well.
But I still feel they will burn out towards the end of the season. Same thing that happened last time as well.
Yeah, they could do.
And James Justin is injured, right? He's injured, and I think gone till the end of the season, if I'm not wrong. So they have already lost.
Out, I think,
yeah.
Right, guys, I need to go to the toilet. Arsenal nil, Man City 1. You two are Arsenal fans. Fucking talk about yourself. Hey, and it's a proper shit as well. It's going to be a proper shit as well.
Yeah, no, that was.
I thought taking out the condoms was going to be bad.
Burn the toilet. No, I mean, it was. It's Man City, isn't it? I mean, they're doing very well. No one really thought we'd win that game or anything, but it's just the way we played, I thought, in my opinion. I just didn't think we played very well. We didn't do enough, really, I don't think. But, I mean, I know we kept them with only one goal, but they did. Man City didn't come out of second gear. Come on, I mean, they could have done a whole lot more if they wanted, Manchester City, but they didn't. They didn't bother. Definitely, they didn't bother him. That's in my opinion, anyway. So.
No, but I see, that is what I made a point on Egal's channel just some time ago. Everyone was talking that Manchester City had a big game in midweek in the Champions League. Arsenal had a bigger game than Manchester City in midweek in the Europa League. If we lost our game or drew our game, we could have directly gone out. Manchester City was playing the first leg of their Champions League tie. So how do people say, and Arteta's job would be probably in more of a jeopardy if he lost the Europa League tie and got knocked out. So how do people just say that Manchester City had a big crucial game in midweek and don't even consider the fact that Arsenal had a bigger game in midweek that we needed to win, and our players were also playing, their players were also playing, and it ended 1-0. Yes, they took off Kevin De Bruyne, which is okay. They rotate. Pep does a lot of crazy stuff. He rotates a lot of players. Yes, he must have had one eye on that game as well. We just conceded like we do from a silly error at the start of the game. We have done that against two to three other teams. But beyond that, even though they were being a bit more dominant, we held on. We did not give away any more goals. The problem is we did not score any. But people say that City had a crucial game in midweek. They don't think that Arsenal had any kind of crucial game in midweek, even though we won that and we also went through. And they say that City went easy on us for some reason. Pep likes to go easy on Arteta.
Cheers,
Well,
lads.
I don't think they played. I don't think they played as well as they could. Manchester City. You could see they weren't giving 100%, in my opinion. But I think they could have played a lot better if they wanted to. But I think they were saying, like you're saying, they were keeping one eye on that midweek game. They were, we did the same with our lineup. We saved a couple of players as well for our game yesterday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Man United 3, Newcastle 1. Are Newcastle doomed or not?
Newcastle, they're a funny team. I mean, all of a sudden they'll have a good game, and then they'll play 4 or 5 crap games, and they'll have a good game, then 4 or 5 crap games. They've got better with this new assistant manager, hasn't they? What's his face? Steve Bruce brought in this new assistant manager who seems to have helped him out a lot. But I don't know. They're still Newcastle, aren't they? I mean, they're not getting the best out of that team.
No, but
they're not very good.
They're in trouble. I think they are playing Leicester, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City in the next 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, so that's not going to be good for them, is it? Nah.
Yeah, it's going to be it could be a case where there is 1 or 2 points the difference between the third team that is relegated, or probably even goal difference.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened on the Monday? Oh yeah, at Derby, Brighton 1, Palace 2. The most bizarre derby I've ever known, to be honest. I don't understand.
But why is it a derby? Why is it a derby?
Palace, I think, it all goes back to the 1970s with Terry Venables and I can't remember the Brighton manager at the time. They had a bit of a ding-dong. And they hate each other ever since. Both clubs absolutely motherfucking hate each other.
So it's a rivalry then.
Yeah. But because we're Brighton are located, Palace are probably the easiest to get to from where they are. Because Brighton is it Kent, Brighton?
Brighton, South Coast, Sussex.
Yeah.
South Coast, Sussex. Yeah.
But then. You go on to the train to London Victoria, I think.
It's just a straight shot up. It's just a straight shot up the motorway up into London, South London. Yeah, so I suppose, Crystal Palace, they're South London, aren't they? So, yeah. But it's not really, they're not really close to each other, though. So I think it's more of a rivalry than anything else.
Yeah, it goes back to the 1970s. I can't remember. A few people have told me before.
Because Brighton's derby is Bournemouth. Bournemouth is their derby, isn't it? In the when they were.
I don't know. Do you think Bournemouth Southampton, Portsmouth,
just along the coast there, isn't it? They're not far from Brighton.
I think I am the only one who's too sober to draw a map in his head right now and imagine all those things and stuff.
I've had some fucking fun and games in Brighton before watching
I had a couple of years in Brighton when I was a kid. We lived there for a couple of years.
Beer pong, and then the thong.
Brighton's quite nice, to be honest. It's a decent place.
Yeah. From Cardiff, it's a fucking bastard of a place to get to, if I'm honest with you. You'd have to go M4 around the M25 and then down.
If I'm not wrong, Daniel didn't like the women in Brighton, right? That is what he was saying, or something like that.
Yeah, because they got cocks.
Then I think the analogy of beer pong and then the thong was absolutely spot on.
Yeah. What kind of women does he go for?
We'll just do Champions League because you spoke about Arsenal. We'll do Champions League. Atleti 0, Chelsea 1.
There was one more game there, Leeds and Southampton.
No, Southampton played Chelsea, didn't they? Who did Leeds play?
They played a double game.
Leeds and Wolves.
No, Leeds and Southampton.
No, Southampton played Chelsea.
There was a double game week there.
Ah, fuck it. Anyway, oh shit.
It was on Tuesday. Leeds hammered them.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I hate Leeds anyway. Atleti against Chelsea. Now, what's your opinion on that goal? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw it.
What do you think, Natesh? What do you
It's
think?
a goal. It's a goal. The defender nicked it from the attacking player and it went to Giroud and he scored the overhead kick. It's a goal. And I trolled Arsenal fans who were criticizing Giroud for being a lamppost on Twitter. I personally think Aubameyang is a bigger lamppost than Giroud.
And then Lazio won, Bayern 4. That was a great result for Bayern.
I'll tell you what, Bayern are still favourites for the Champions League for me. They're a fucking machine. They're a machine.
And then on Wednesday, Atalanta 0, Real 1. And Mönchengladbach 0, Man City 2.
I think
think
it's
the-
also looking good.
I think the Real Madrid one is a surprise. How did Real
Really?
Madrid manage?
Really?
Yep. Yes. Come on, Real Madrid is doing like going crazy, up and down everywhere. You don't know what you will get from them one week, and they can produce something good in a week, and then do something stupid in the upcoming week. Somehow they have climbed up the table, but again, I think it's more of a form thing. If they were in the form that they started off the season with, they would have probably lost to Atalanta. But because they have recovered in form, I think they managed to beat them or nick that game, you can say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Brownie do the pack tomorrow.
Adam, one last thing. I
Yeah,
just
go
saw
on.
Atlanta played around 70 minutes of, so not 70, 83 minutes of that game with one man down. And Real Madrid scored in the 86th minute. So
Yeah?
imagine, yeah.
Andrew with Posse Football. Yep. Hey, please subscribe. Please subscribe.
Yeah, go on. Subscribe,
No worries at
mate.
all. I've enjoyed it tonight. Lads, thank you very, very much.
Yeah, good chat.
Before the show, I couldn't be fucking arsed, to be honest with you. I couldn't be arsed, as you know, Sam. But no, I've enjoyed it tonight. Natesh, thank you very much for coming in halfway through. You done a substitute for Beaky.
He's a super
and,
sub.
Yeah. I can't fucking say that word, Sam. Come on. But listen, thank you very, very much. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you if you watch it now or watching it later. Many thanks. And come on, Cardiff. I'm doing a watch along Cardiff tomorrow afternoon.
Adam is just too drunk to continue, so he's trying
I
to
can't
wrap
be
it up.
fucking arsed, to be honest with you. I can't be fucking arsed now. Thank you very much. Anyway, take care all. And
Cheers, guys.
have a good weekend.
He's
Bye,
too drunk
Mark.
to continue.